Hello friends, it is Sat Chat time, the weekly chatty video that is not a tutorial. Oh no, you're not going to learn anything here. Don't even think you're going to learn anything here. This is not educational content. Disclaimer over. This is our weekly catch-up chat with friends here in the Frugal Crafter community. So thank you for watching and let me know what you've been up to in the comments below. I love carrying the conversation on. I swear, sometimes we are chatting from Sat Chat until like Thursday of the following week, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It definitely feels like we've got this really great artsy community living right here in the comments section. So yay, it's fun. It is 1:04 in the afternoon, Friday afternoon when I'm filming this. I film my Sat Chats on Friday because I am not up and at 'em at 7 a.m. when this video posts. Yeah, I've actually, I feel like I've gotten pretty much everything I need to get done this week for the most part. I've been doing World Watercolor Month. Remember, last week, I was like, I don't know, guys. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I was a little, I kind of stressed and overwhelmed, and I'm like, and it was like, I was filming Sat Chat last week at like, I don't know, it was like 8 o'clock at night or something, and I had not done my World Watercolor Month, and like the first prompt was train, and honestly, I got done filming Sat Chat, and I went upstairs, and I picked up my sneakers and a jump rope, and I just plunked them onto the step stool that was next to my desk upstairs, and that's what I did for my first day prompt. And I decided to work in a small sketchbook. It's like 5 inches by 5 inches. It's one of the handmade ones by Rosie, Artsy Rosie on Etsy. And I've been using that except for this one right here. This one I did for the prompt perform, and this is up now in Critique Club if you want a lesson for that. And also, I'll have a time lapse for that on Sunday here on YouTube. So tomorrow on YouTube, if you want to see how that goes together really quickly. It's a really expressive portrait. It's like going in with watercolor crayons, sketching it, lots of splashy paint, lots of looseness, and I like the process a lot. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully it'll kind of inspire you to not be afraid of making the big messes and having chaos on your paper, because you can refine the chaos as you go. Sometimes you just got to start with chaos and then kind of neaten it up and refine it as you go. And one more thing I want to mention is that this is my birthday weekend. I actually turn 46 tomorrow, and every year I do a sale on my birthday week, like a few days before and after my birthday, and I give my percentage, my age is a percentage off. So you'll get 46% off any class in my teachable school using the coupon code HB46. So HB46, like happy birthday 46, but it's HB46 because that's easier to type and say. And I'll put all that stuff in the video description. So if you want to grab a class, the sale goes till the 12th, which is Tuesday. And yeah, and my full-length classes, not Critique Club, but the full-length classes, they have lifetime access. So if you buy like Essential Tools and Techniques for Watercolor, or Soft Pastel for Beginners, or Watercolor Crayon Workshop, any of those classes that are a full like length class like that, you have lifetime access. So it's everything except for Critique Club, because that's a month-to-month type thing. So if you want to buy them now, and then, I don't have time to paint now because it's summer and I want to get out and enjoy summer, but I'll have time to paint in January, you can get the best price. So there you go. Yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way because I always forget to to mention when I'm having sales or if I have a class or something like that. So get that shameless promotion out of the way. So on Wednesday, our tutorial, we did the purple drink with lemons and stuff in watercolor. I mentioned that I was nervous because I had a mammogram. I did keep my appointment. I didn't cancel it. Oh, I was very close to calling up and just, I don't want to do it, but I didn't. I kept my appointment. I actually got there a little early because they say get there 15 minutes early. I waited in the parking lot for a little bit because actually my husband, I picked him up from work. So we're still down a truck. The truck is, I haven't even dealt with it. So we have like a 2005 Silverado, and it is my kayaking truck. It's the truck I throw the kayak, paddleboard in the back, drive to the pond. I don't take it too far from home because it's an older truck, and it's fine. It's great in the snow, but it's definitely like short trips. It's not it doesn't have the greatest gas mileage, but it's a tank, and it's does pretty good in the snow, but it stopped starting. It's been going before it starts for like about a month or two, and the battery's new, so it's probably a starter, or I don't know, probably a starter. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, I haven't dealt with it yet. So Maisie gave Jason a ride to work, and I kept the Jeep home, and then I picked him up on the way to the mammogram, and he went to do groceries while I was going to get my mammogram. And so we waited in the parking lot for a little bit because I was early and I was nervous, and he probably thought it was a flight risk. So it's like, if I just drop her off, she's gonna be going down to the shopping mall down the road. No, I always keep my appointments because you get charged if you miss appointments, I've heard, so I don't want that to happen. So I went in there, I was early, they got me right in, and I was actually done before my appointment time was slated to start. So I got done, and Jason had already left to go to the grocery store, which is only half a mile away, so I decided I'd walk down there and meet him. But I couldn't believe how fast and efficient they were. And, you know, I'm like, I'm in the, and I haven't had a mammogram in 5 years. And the woman's kind of like, well, you know, you should come yearly. That's what we recommend, so that we can compare all your pictures. And, cause you know, where it's been 5 years, it's probably going to be different from the last time you came and got your pictures. So they'll probably call you back. I'm like, listen, I don't care what you have to do. Don't worry about me. You do what you need to do. Don't worry about my comfort. You do what you need to do. Because if you, okay, so you might not want to know what a mammogram is. Basically, there's these two plates that compress your boob. Now, let me tell you, if men had to have this to their, you know, male parts, there would be changes in the mammogram industry, let me tell you. But anyway, so they basically squish the living daylights out of you, get a picture, and somebody, not the person that does the mammogram, because they can't tell you anything. They're like, I'd lose my license if I told you anything. It's like, why don't they have the people that can read them do them? You think it'd be much more efficient. But anyway, I have very huge mistrust on the American healthcare system. So anyway, so I'm like, well, can I see those pictures? So I'm like, yeah, going through photos, like, I'm like, oh, that looks all good to me. So I'm like, why didn't I take up my phone and take pictures of the thing? Then I could go online, I could Google what healthy mammograms look like, and I could compare. You know, that's what I should have done. But, you know, I always get that kind of like, you know, ooh, don't ask things to healthcare professionals. I have this kind of like inferiority complex, but I wish I did, because then I could compare online. Because I like to Google health things. It's probably not the best thing, but yeah, I can't help it. I do. I have to Google. I want to know. I want to know, and it bugs me when people know things about me and they're not telling me. It's a thing. It's a thing. So anyway, so then I walked down to the grocery store. I met my husband. We finished up our groceries, and oh my word! So I hadn't really noticed too much. Of the prices of the things that I typically buy going up, but Jason said that he's like, kidney beans, because he was picking up some beans. We eat quite a lot of beans, and we usually get canned beans because they're more convenient than dried beans. And like just plain store brand, Hannaford brand kidney beans were $2 a can. Can you believe it? They used to be like 45 cents a can before the pandemic. $2. That's like, what would that be? That would be like 400% inflation? I mean, why do they say 8%? That's not 8%, it's like 400%. I don't know. They probably go month to month. I don't know, but it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. And that just shows you, I bet a lot of people are changing from buying meat as a protein to buying beans. That's crazy though. $2 for a can of kidney beans. I'm going to have to start soaking dried beans again, because that is just ridiculous. Because I also feel like even if I can afford to buy like something, it's almost like, no, I don't want to like say that's okay. I don't want to vote with my dollar and say, yeah, it's totally fine to jack that up like 4 times what it was, you know? It's just kind of, just aggravating. It's just aggravating. It's like, yeah, I mean, what are regular people doing? What are people that are older on fixed incomes doing? That's awful. And maybe it's just that grocery store. It's the same chain of grocery stores you usually go to, but it's not the one we usually go to. So maybe the prices fluctuate between Bangor and Brewer. I don't know, but it was like, holy cow, that's crazy. That's a huge increase. So I'm looking to see if I have anything else on my list here. Oh, so I do have some projects coming up that I have filmed that I have not edited yet. I'll probably work on this afternoon. I did a UV resin project that was really fun and really easy, and I've never used UV resin before, but do I have it handy? Oh, I was doing just a bunch of like jewelry charms and stuff, and I really like it because you don't have to mix like part A and part B, and it's not smelly. At least the brand I had wasn't smelly. And as soon as you cure it with the UV light, it's done, kind of like gel nails. And so I had this palette. I think I mentioned it to you that I found it, and then I said don't buy it because like it's really cheesily made. So it was just like a drilled out and painted like mixing area. And I don't know if you can see the shine. I'm gonna try to catch the light. I don't think I'm catching the light. But I resined the inside of this with just clear resin over the white paint. It looks so much better. I think it's going to work a lot better. Because I'm kind of excited to fill that up. I'm not sure what paints I want to put in here. But, you know, my collection of novelty palettes. Not even novelty, but just mini travel palettes. You use a little clip and you can clip it to your sketchbook. Yeah, I couldn't resist. So I have quite a little collection of those. And I know I'm complaining about $2 cans of beans and I buy this crap. I mean, seriously. Oh, this bag didn't even come with it. It's like one of my affordable painter bags. So I know, it's crazy. I guess I just like to complain about prices, but don't we all, you know? I guess it's kind of like if you want to buy something that's silly and frivolous, I mean, you don't have to buy it. But some things you have to buy, and people have to buy food, and that just kind of really ticks me off that that I feel like people are getting price gouged buying healthy food. It's just kind of it's kind of ridiculous. But I don't know. So we had another casualty of electronics this week. It was Maisie's laptop, which is actually a Chromebook, but it just all of a sudden stopped working. Wouldn't charge. When you plug it in, light wouldn't even come on. Thing wouldn't power up. Luckily it's still under warranty, so I have to go deal with that. Of course you might need a more powerful computer for college, but so that was a real bummer. As you remember last summer, my laptop, it didn't die, but the hinge broke on it, and so I was like, well, I'll just replace it when the new version of Windows comes out. And then I was like, as everything else all these other appliances started to die, the stove, the fridge, the dishwasher, the coffee maker, the heat pump, the truck, and I'm like, you know what? No, that my laptop is actually working. It just doesn't close. So I'm like, maybe it was the universe telling me to not bring my work with me everywhere. Maybe that's the universe telling me to keep my work in my office and just leave it there and treat it like a desktop, because that's how it works. Okay. So I decided, okay, that's the universe trying to tell me things. And then I'm trying to think, what is the universe trying to tell me? If you believe in that sort of thing. And I started thinking about it today, and I'm like, okay, so first, the universe broke my oven, and then my refrigerator. I mean, granted, there was a 6-month span. It's like, is the universe telling me I need to go on a diet and eat healthier? Maybe. But then the universe broke my truck where I take my kayaks to go kayaking. So what is it? Is the universe telling me to work more? But they broke my laptop, so it's like telling me to work less. What is the universe trying to tell me? I have no idea. What do you think? I don't know. Oh, I just try to look for like deeper meaning in things, and it's like, what does this mean? Does it mean anything? Is it just dumb luck? I don't know. But I am feeling pretty energized. I'm glad. I hope I don't get called back from the mammogram, and I'm glad to have it behind me. Although I'll probably jump out of my skin anytime my phone rings for the next week, because I'll be like, oh, they're calling me to tell me bad news. I just want, no news is good news with anything like healthcare related, I think. And then in a couple weeks I'll get hopefully a lovely letter that says, congratulations, your mammogram's fine. We'll see you in a year or whenever the hell you come back here, because we know you're flight risk, and we're just lucky there's not a Lindsay shaped hole in our door from when you were here last time. Oh, anybody else get nervous when they have to go to the doctor? I don't know why. I've never had like a knock on wood, knock on whatever that is. I've never had like any like health problems or anything, but it's like I'm really afraid of having health problems, I guess. I don't know. So, the other project I was working on that I haven't edited yet, and I already turned it in because today was a due date that had to be back in at the library. I was voluntold to paint this library, this paddle. It's like an oar, like you row your boat, an oar. It was an oar, and they're having different people paint and decorate these oars, and they're going to auction them off, and then the proceeds will go to the public library. And so the librarian signed me up for it. So I'm like, oh, what the heck, that'll be fun. And so it was like a 40-inch oar, and I painted it like a humpback whale. And it came out really cute. Actually, when I was doing it, I was thinking I was going to have it kind of cartoony and cutesy, but actually I ended up doing it a little bit more realistically, and I think it came out really cute. I did film it. I wish I still had it here because I could hold it up to the camera, but I didn't get it done until this week, actually, and it was due back today, or you had to pay a fine. You had to pay $100 if you signed up for one and you didn't get it back. So, yes, I'm very motivated by fines and tickets and what do you call it? Consequences. Consequences. I'm very it's like if I make an appointment, if I don't cancel it within 24 hours before, I'm going to it because I don't want to face the consequences of being fined. Yes, I'm the person that parking tickets and things like that are incentive, you know, to stay on the straight and narrow. But yeah, so I think it came out really cute. I hope the filming of it was all right because it's such a long, skinny shape. It doesn't fit in the shape of a video as well, so I was constantly moving it. But if that video footage looks good, I'll do a tutorial on that. It's kind of cute, and the paddle came from just like a big box craft store because they left the tag on. So it's definitely something that people could do if they wanted to, like for a kid's room or whatnot. And it was really, it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to paint on it. The whale was the first thing that came to mind, but then I thought, well, if it's the first thing that came to mind, probably everybody else had the exact same idea, and it's going to be the first thing that comes to their minds. I don't know why I think everybody would want to paint a whale, or maybe because it's like kind of whale shaped, where it's like, it's big and then it tapers and it gets big again. I don't know. That's just what I thought to begin. So I'm like, well, don't go with your first idea. That's too cliche. And then I tried to think of a bunch of different ideas, but I was also going to try to keep it kind of like Maine-y because I figured that that would sell because a lot of people have like camps and lake houses and things like that. They might, especially the people that have lake houses might bid higher on something like that. That would be a good piece of decor for their lake house. And I thought, oh, I don't know. And then I thought, well, I could do the whale theme and I could have like little jellyfish and little seahorses and make it real cutesy, like for a kid's room or something, or a kid's bunkhouse. But as I was painting the whale, I actually, because I was looking at a reference photo of a humpback whale, and I was thinking that actually looks pretty cool. I like the way the humpback whale looked. It had, you know how like you can see like the light that goes through the waves. You know, like when you're swimming and you've got your legs underwater, like you're in a pool or something, your legs are underwater and the light's coming down and you see like the ripples of the light just kind of like undulating and stuff. So I put some of those, a little bit of ripply, and I used some metallic paint. I don't have it in here. It was some of those paints that shift, that are like duochrome. I think it was the Arteza ones. I don't know if all of theirs are duochrome, but anyway, the blue one that I was using, the blue and the white one was, and it went from like blue to purple, and it looked really cool, and I painted it over a base coat that I had, but it was really streaky, so I'm like, God, that doesn't look good. So I had to go back in and kind of like repaint the base coat with highlight and shadow, and then I just kind of put it in here and there. So I just wanted to get a little bit of like a wet look, kind of shimmer iridescence to it. And then I did kind of the, I mixed some of the pearl and white and did kind of like the undulating light dapples on the whale. I think it came out pretty cute, actually. So I hope somebody bids money for it. That's always kind of like, whenever I've done these charity events in the past where like the Children's Museum, and there's been different, there was this one called Belfast Bear Fest where you had this humongous fiberglass bear to paint on. And I would never go to the auctions because I've never been to a charity auction where I have donated a piece for, because I would be so mortified if nobody bid. You know, I would just be so embarrassed. And so I don't go. Which is kind of a bummer. I kind of wanted to go to the one, especially the Belfast ones, but then, you know, yeah, imposter syndrome. I'm like, there's a lot of like established artists that are doing this, and who the heck am I? And nobody's gonna bid on my bear, and I'll just be so mortified and embarrassed. So I've never been. So I don't know how this auction's going to go, if it's just going to be a silent auction. I hope it's a silent auction. Or if it's going to be some public spectacle. I'm not sure. But anyway, I did my best, and there it is, and hopefully it raises some money for the library. They're actually having their book sale this week, so I'll probably go and take a look and grab a few paperbacks for vacation, because we're having a family vacation. We didn't take on one last year because the place that we usually rented, we rented a little cabin on the water, and it was my happy place, and it was just like, oh, so ideal. But they sold it, and it was just, you know, it would have been nice to buy it, but it was so expensive. It's like more than our main house, and you can only use it a couple months out of the year, and the roads aren't paved in the winter, aren't plowed in the winter, and it would just be very, very foolish, you know, to go after something like that, especially with kids going into college. And plus the kids are growing up and they might not even want to use it anymore. But anyway, so come to find out, we were able to rent the place right next to it. And so that's going to be really awesome, because it's going to be, we know the area, we know right where it is, and it's right next to the place that, you know, we rented for like 7 years. So I'm definitely ready to go back on the pond for a week, having a year where we didn't. I really missed it. I was pretty sad about it last year, so I'm really looking forward to that. That's in a couple weeks, and that'll be nice. I'll bring some watercolors and not my laptop, because I'm not replacing that. Honestly, if it keeps working, I'm going to keep it, because stuff just is not made to last anymore. Somebody asked me the other day, Lindsay, why don't you have a dishwasher? And it's like, because I refuse to spend that kind of money on something that's going to be garbage in 5 years and just landfill, you know, just chunk in a landfill. It's just, I'm not going to do it. So I've been using the dishwasher to store Tupperware and water bottles, because water bottles drive me absolutely insane when you open a cupboard and they come, you know, Jenga tumbling out at you. And I don't know, we never had water bottles as a kid. We still managed to stay hydrated somehow without having personal water vessels with us all the time. But the kids, they have so many water bottles. And then, and the reusable straws. That's, you know, I'm sad my kids going off to college and stuff, but I'm telling you one thing I'm not going to miss, and I'm going to pack those up. I'm putting them in their suitcases. They're taking their darn reusable straws with them, because washing those things is so aggravating. Because like, you're there, you're doing your dishes, then the straw, then you got to find the little brush that goes in the straw so your child doesn't get whatever disease that will happen if something starts bacterializing in the straw. And yeah, that's just like, and water bottles, I hate washing water bottles too. So when I did have the dishwasher, still the straws in the water bottles gave me so much grief, because they'd still sit in the sink because they didn't go in the dishwasher. And I'd get on my soapbox like, you guys need to wash your own straws and your own water bottles, and it'd be good for a couple of days, and then, you know, they'd forget my idle threats. And then they'd be sitting there. I'd get sick of looking at them, and I just wash them and put them away. And yeah, so I think once the kids are out, I'm gonna find every single water bottle. If I can't pack it in their suitcases, I'm just gonna get rid of them. I don't know. I mean, at least travel mugs make sense. A travel mug you could put in the dishwasher if you had a dishwasher. And you can do hot beverages or cold beverages. So travel mugs make sense. Water bottles, I don't get it. Water bottles are just a pain. They're a pain to clean. They always have those like little spouts and straws and nooks and crannies where you just know something nasty is cooking in there. Travel mugs. That's my public service announcement. If I was the queen of the world, we would not have water bottles. We'd all have travel mugs, or we just get a darn drink when we're at home like we used to, and nobody dehydrated on their way to the store or anywhere else. And I can understand where people don't want to use water fountains right now, where we've just been through a pandemic, but I mean, I just can't stand to use, and it's like, I just don't use a straw. I mean, that's the easiest solution. Just don't use a straw if you don't want disposable straws. I can understand. Now that is a privileged point of view. Some people need to use straws. My dad has to use a straw. He has MS, and I can understand some people have to use straws. I totally understand that. Little kids need sippy cups because they just spill all over themselves. I totally understand that. But I mean, like, just, you know, most people, most of the time, could probably drink out of a cup without a straw. I can understand, yeah, you'll mess up your lipstick, or if you have sensitive teeth, you might want a straw. Okay, you know what, just do you. You do you. I'm not judging you. I just don't want to wash another straw as long as I live. That's what the point that I'm trying to make. I'm not, please don't leave me nasty comments about the reason why there are straws. You close-minded woman, huh? I was going to say something else, but I'm keeping it G-rated. So anyway, yeah, those are my big gripes. Those are the things that I'm like Yosemite Sam frassin' at the sink washing my dishes. Because generally it's kind of a zen experience, you know. I'll like put the tea kettle on, I'll wash whatever dishes are in the sink, I'll gaze out the back window. Sometimes I see a deer, sometimes I see some birds and some squirrels. It's lovely, and then the straw comes. My whole mood has changed. I am livid for the straw. Oh, kids, any kids watching this, wash your own reusable straws and your mother will be so happy. Oh, the kids asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I never know what to say. I never know what to say, because I'm lucky in the fact that what I do for work is also what I would do for fun. So the things that I would want for fun, like, are things I have for work already. You know, if I want to try a new set of pencils or watercolors or something, then I'll buy it and review it and, you know, use it for my work. So it's not like I would necessarily wait for a special occasion like Christmas or birthday to ask for something like that, because it's also, you know, it just makes sense for me to get it for work, because it's a work expense. I'll use it in my work. And I'm lucky that my my enjoyment is also my work. And so Lila's like, Mama, what do you want for, she calls me Mama, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, I don't know. She's like, I asked you 3 days ago, you haven't thought of anything? And I said, you know what I would really like? I said, I would like someone to scrub my kitchen floor so it gleams, because I've been meaning to scrub the kitchen floor for a couple months. I've just been doing the, you know, the bare minimum. I've been doing like the Swiffer. It's not the Swiffer. I have a Lemon Freedom. I think it's called the Freedom Mop. It's like a Swiffer, but it's got washable pads, and it's got a tank that you fill with whatever cleaning solution you want to use on your floor, and it's got a trigger that sprays the water but it doesn't take batteries, so it's so much superior to a Swiffer. And plus, you buy it once and you're done. Other than cleaning products, but I make my own cleaning products, so that's what I use. But just like a Swiffer, it does not deep clean. It's like it'll get the dust, and like it'll do a decent. It's better than nothing. Basically, it's better than nothing. It's not getting your floors really clean, but it's, you know, I guess if you didn't have kids or pets, it'd probably be fine. But we got kids and pets. Things get spilled, you know, and we have one of the it's like, I don't know if it's linoleum or vinyl, but it's got a cushion to it and it's got a texture to it, and it's black and white. And when I've had that floor put in, we kind of, my husband and I kind of, I don't say we argued, we don't really argue, but I wanted black and white tiles, and like kind of like 50s restaurant black and white tiles. And he didn't want tile, he wanted linoleum, because your kids were younger and kids drop stuff, and we didn't want to have like things where like glass would fall and break. So we got a cushioned vinyl, either vinyl or linoleum, I'm not sure, but it's a cushioned floor, so you don't have fatigue if you're standing around washing dishes or cooking or whatever. But the texture on that floor, it will catch, like it gets, you know, you sweep, you mop. When you mop, I think you actually kind of like dirt, kind of like the wet dirt just kind of gets like, what doesn't get caught in the pad gets pushed into the texture, and so it just gets kind of dingy, especially the white tiles. And when the floorer was putting it in, he's like, don't you want to do like a marble or something? So that's going to show everything. You're going to see any light speck on the black tiles, you're going to see any dark speck on the light tiles. And I said, no, I want black and white. That's what I want. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, if I have a marble floor, it's just going to look dirty all the time. I want at least the option of having it gleaming white sometimes. So I got my black and white tile floor, and yes, it chose everything. But when it's clean, my friends, it is glorious. So that's what, but to clean it, I found the best way to clean that floor is to get the scrubbing bubbles and to like spray that and let it sit for, well, you have to vacuum obviously, and then to spray, you let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then you scrub it with like a little scrubby brush, and it does such a beautiful job. And you only need to do that like once every 6 months, and it just looks great. You could also do it with hot water and detergent, whatever you want to use, but the scrubbing bubbles make it a little bit easier, or the generic scrubbing bubble doesn't have to be that. But yeah, it's like that's what I want. That's what I want. And if you're feeling really generous, the cabinets really could use a wash down, because we haven't washed the cabinets down since before Christmas, because we hosted Christmas Eve at our house. So hey kids, you know what your mother really wants for Christmas? I mean, for her birthday or Christmas. Hey, you know, Mother's Day, whatever gift giving thing. Clean her floors, man. Wipe down those baseboards. Wipe down the cabinets. You know, she will be so happy. That's what every mother wants, isn't it? I don't know. I guess I shouldn't speak for others, but well, there was our non-crafty sat chat. I hope you enjoyed it. That's up in Critique Club right now. If you remember, you can go check it out. Sale goes on till the 12th. I'll put all that information in the video description. I'm out of time. Have a great day. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.